Hello everyone, it's me Doomlink and I'd like to welcome you all back to the Castlevania livestream series. We are here in Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and I do recognise that I've not been playing this game very much. I'm going to try and change that, but I do have a reasonable explanation as to why I have not been recording this game recently. It is because I need to fight someone rather aptly described as that big Anubis guy in my Twitch chat. He is that big Anubis guy. I forgot his name, I think it starts with G, and he's very difficult to fight. At the end of the previous recording, I did take some time to fight him, fail, fight him again, rinse and repeat, and I didn't really get anywhere, or I couldn't perceive the fact that I was getting anywhere, so that's one of the downsides to not having a health bar or anything like that, or not having any visual indication of just how well or how poorly you're progressing through the boss fight. You just have to hope that you're getting there. I suppose you could do mental calculations as to the amount of total damage you've done, and then compare that to a known HP level of the boss, but that's a little distracting when you're trying to focus on actually fighting the boss, to then simultaneously, get every single number that's appearing on the screen and doing a mental calculation based on that. I probably wouldn't even be capable of doing that to start with, but yeah, to do that simultaneously while hunting the boss is more than an unreasonable expectation or request. It's just completely dumb. So, yeah, generally speaking, I don't know how well I'm doing against this boss when I fight him. What I do know is that because I haven't been playing Castlevania recently, I cannot be expected to do well on my first, second, or perhaps even third attempt at fighting this boss. I'm going to have a look and see. Well, I don't know if I should have a look and see by actually expending hearts to do it. Oh, I've got Holy Water. It's actually pictured there on the screen. I don't know if Holy Water is better than the Cross for fighting this boss, but that was an unintended rhyme. But yeah, welcome back to the series, everyone. I do not record this nearly enough. I do not play Castlevania nearly enough, and that bothers me quite a lot. It's a game series that I've wanted to reconnect with for many years now, and due to various distractions, I've just not been able to pull myself to, I guess, sit myself down in front of the game and actually play it. Whether it be Symphony of the Night or any other Castlevania game. And, I've let myself down in that regard because I've been holding off on playing the Bloodstained series as a result, and yeah, I really wanted to properly reconnect with the Castlevania series before playing Bloodstained, so it's all on me, really, and if I sit here and procrastinate over fighting this boss and getting it done, that's just going to delay me further when it comes to the Castlevania series, and the livestream series as well. So, the more games I play in this livestream series, the better I'm going to reconnect with Castlevania as a video game series. So, I think I've said this before, but the next game that I do intend to play in this series is going to be Portrait of Ruin. That is actually going to be emulated, because it's on the Nintendo DS, and I certainly wouldn't be able to record the original Nintendo DS as a handheld system very well. It's something that I just have to emulate, and that's the way it's going to be. For those who are unfamiliar with this fact, this is not emulated. Some may argue that it is, but it's not. It's actually running a PlayStation 1 disc through a PlayStation 2. So it's a PlayStation 2 Slim, and I do actually have a PlayStation 1 memory card connected to my PlayStation 2 so that this game can actually save to it. PlayStation 1 games are actually not compatible with PlayStation 2 memory cards, which is interesting, but perhaps understandable. But that's a little bit about the recording setup for those who are unfamiliar with that, because it was a while ago when I started this livestream series. I generally don't emulate games anymore, but yeah, that's the situation. So I'm going to be approaching this confrontation with the expectation of failing it. Now, very occasionally I do go into confrontations expecting to fail, and then I actually succeed, like really succeed quite well, but I don't think that's how it's going to be today. I'm out of practice with Castlevania, and even when I was slightly better, well, when I was in better stead with my Castlevania play to actually kill this boss, I was getting absolutely pummeled into the ground, so I don't expect to be all that successful. Let's work out how to fight this guy. Alright, so Well, I'm always happy to have my friend the bat push the enemy away. Okay, so this is... That's an opportunity in and of itself. I'm just sort of looking at my opportunities here. Oh, you see... I don't actually... So, holy water is not, in actual fact, a good option. Okay, so that's what I think I was doing. I was using the... yeah, I'm sort of learning the fight as we go along here. So, if I do that... That's actually quite a good way to go about it. So, if I make use of my mist here to get in between his legs during that attack, you can see that if he manages to hit me with that attack, it is problematic. That's actually really good. That must be the best way for me to get this done then. We'll just keep coaxing him into that attack. I don't know what the hell that is. That's probably going to hurt if it hits me. That, I think, is the way we want to do this. Just make use of the mist form to avoid his crap. I'm just sort of seeing what he's doing. The point is I need to be in position to take advantage of his attack where I can stand between his legs. I have to be there for it. Otherwise it's a waste. Alright, you know what? You see, I have to actually go to my console to reset, so I can't really do that from here. I'm going to die intentionally, and we're going to try this again, because I think I've got a good strategy in mind. Because what that does is, you will have noticed that thanks to my fist weapon, and how much damage it can deal in a short space of time, once I take advantage of that opportunity to hit his leg during that attack, I'm given, 5 seconds to absolutely wail on him. And I'm able to get there as long as I have good timing and good positioning with my mist form, because it actually gives me full invulnerability. So, absolutely, we are going to give that a try. I think we're well positioned to kill this boss based on that. That's going to be the learning curve when I fight this boss. It's going to be figuring out the ideal positioning. And when I say the ideal positioning, it relates to the forward motion of that attack. So the attack that I'm taking advantage of is where he sticks his lightning rod out in front of him and casts lightning down on the ground in front of him. That forward motion of him moving the lightning rod, if I get hit by that, will actually prevent me from taking full advantage of the invulnerability period. So, excuse me, the vulnerability period. So, yeah, let's just see how we go here. Good day. So, that's the sort of timing that I need, except, you can see, in that situation, I accidentally went a little too far. I do need to take care with what I'm doing. See, I tried to move back there. Alright, do your attack again. If I stand here, no, there is... I can only go further away from the boss to get away from that. I can't stand nice and close. Come on. So, see that, you can see precisely why positioning is important. It's extremely important. Fucking hell. It looks so easy, doesn't it? It looks so easy, but if your positioning is off, that's it. You've lost your opportunity. Oh, fucking hell. You know what I mean? It looks so simple, but it's anything but. See how much I can wail on him in that moment? Absolutely beating on the boss. That is precisely how we're going to get this done. We are doing this through patience and through careful use of our personal invulnerability period. Oh, see, I don't know how that actually managed to hit me though. It's only little attacks or little impacts when... Oh, Jesus. This is definitely how we're going to get this done. It's so funny because when I was last fighting this boss, I had a good idea of what I needed to do, but I was just not clear-headed enough to get it done. I really wasn't clear-headed enough. But coming back to this confrontation after however much time has passed, I was able to pretty quickly work out what I needed to do, and it's okay. It goes to show that you will be rewarded if you just give it a try. I actually put off fighting this boss for something like 8 months because of my last experience with the boss. But actually all I needed to do was just try again, and I was able to work it out. Which is good. I'd say, to be honest, this is a good lesson for life. If you don't try, you're not going to succeed, are you? But it also doesn't mean that... Sometimes if you don't try enough, you're not actually well placed enough to decide whether it's impossible or not. And I don't think I'd tried enough. I'm now clear-headed enough to actually get this done. I have full confidence in my ability to do that. So I don't know what the hell the positioning of the thunder is there. I will heal myself. This is a fight where no matter how adroit my implementation of strategy may be, I do actually need to heal myself. So I don't have that much in the way of healing wares, actually. But it's still going to be okay. God, it's slow going, isn't it? Have to get my weapon on the go. That's not really enough healing for me, I will admit, but I have been given another opportunity to attack, so I'll take advantage of that. Let's find our jewel knuckles. Standing close enough to see, look at that, sometimes it can actually hit me, that fucking attack. I don't quite understand that. You can see that there's a certain inconsistency there. I'm not doing well for health at all. Okay, so that elixir will be used. There's no doubt about that. I'm going to be using that elixir for this fight. But, aha, we've got 5 high potions. Well, let's make use of these first, because to be honest, oh my god, here's that opportunity again. I'm actually going to take this as an opportunity to heal myself. And I'm also going to equip potions, because if I'm going to use this long-winded attack of his to heal, I may as well use that opportunity to actually use my weaker potions also. Healing is very slow going, as you can see. Alright, my healing, or rather my health, is quite okay now. Thanks to the healing that I did. Damn. I was aware that he was doing that attack, but I wasn't able to take advantage of it quite fast enough. Ugh. You can see that even though Mist Form is extremely costly to one's MP, if you're using it sparingly in the way that I am, you don't have to worry about it. You're actually going to recover it naturally. Might be safer to attack in the other... Oh, fucking hell. See, I don't want to get hit by the thunder or the lightning or whatever. Whatever you want to call it. Because I can take the 3 damage from touching the legs. I'm not so worried about that. But I am worried about taking the 50 damage from the lightning. That I don't want to deal with. Because like I said, it's a bit of a... It's a form of survivability. Well, survivability is the key to your success. You know, if you're taking too many heavy hits, it is going to cause you to fail. Because you're going to lose too much health to actually get the damage that you need to deal out. Look at those beautiful critical hits. Should give you an idea of just how much fucking health this boss has. See, I discovered this strategy on my own, but I'd guarantee this is a known strategy because it's fairly obvious. The opportunity is very clear. And I look up, there we go, there's the boss. Oh my god. It's done. It's fucking done. Now we just really have to get the final boss done, I think. We may have other bosses to kill, I'm not sure. This is really the point where I have to start really looking around to see what else there is to do, because that is one of the last bosses for us to do from what I can recall. I'm just going to explore all of this. For the moment, we do seem to have the option to continue in this direction, so we'll work on that for now. Yeah, seriously, it was just that, yeah, fresh eyes, just a different headspace is literally what allowed me to do that, because I think sometimes stress can help you, but then other times it doesn't. It actually, even if you know what you need to do, because you're so stressed out, it's too annoying to just slow down, observe, and wait for your opportunity. I was a little bit too impatient to wait for the opportunity in a more measured manner, but you could see that the way in which I was approaching that fight, I went in there with the intention of learning and observing and doing what needed to be done to kill the boss. And that headspace was very rewarding for me. I was able to quickly remember the opportunity that I was taking advantage of before, when I was last fighting the monster, or the boss, and I was quick to take advantage of that. I exploited it effectively. But yeah, don't underestimate the amount of fucking damage that boss does. Because, you know what? No, before I continue, I do need to save. There may be a save point further up, I don't know, but I'm not taking any chances. I will go back and save first, and then I will continue. Because I don't know what's ahead. I've literally got no idea. So it's best to play it safe. If it looks like I'm looking at the webcam, I'm actually looking at the chat, which is right behind my webcam, interestingly enough. I don't really need the chat to be over there. In fact, I'm going to use my phone to monitor the chat. It's actually easier on my eyes to do that. And I'm not awkwardly looking at the webcam as if I'm looking at you guys, when in actual fact I'm looking at the chat. Why does he keep looking at me? Well, it's because I'm not looking at you. Alright, there we go. That's going to be a better chat monitoring situation. It's a little bit hot where I am, but you know what? My body temperature did not go up very much as a result of that confrontation. That was a pretty laid-back and analytical confrontation. But yeah, the mist form is just something that you should be taking advantage of. I think there's nothing wrong with that. It's something... I really should have collected those before saving, but whatever. Because they're not in any way dangerous. This direction over here may be dangerous, however. Yeah, this is going to be our way forward through the castle, and I don't really think there's anywhere else for me to go in the castle except for the clock tower place. So, yeah, and I think I've got the silver and gold rings, don't I? I have the silver ring and the gold ring, yeah. So, I don't know if our final boss is going to be there or what, or if I need to go to Dracula's castle, or... Well, we're in Dracula's castle, but I mean, you know, Dracula's throne room, I suppose you would say. Okay, we've got the ruby circlet and gas cloud. I think that actually changes our mist form from a purely neutral state to an offensive maneuver. This is gas cloud, so we are simultaneously invulnerable and also dealing damage to enemies, which is very good, very helpful. Would have been nice to have gas cloud during that boss, but of course, that's how it usually goes. you get something that would have been great against that boss, but only after you kill the boss without it. Anyway, I may need to actually consult a walkthrough to continue on from here. I'm checking to see if there are any obvious directions for me to go in Dracula's castle. I'm seeing some underwater locations which I don't think I can progress through. There is one direction that I can go in, but it's a very elusive entranceway which seems to be inaccessible. It's in the... I don't think it's literally called this, but it's the equivalent of the Tower of Death. It's where the Medusa heads are floating around and there's cogs and things like that. It's not actually the Tower of Death, but it's what reminds me of the Tower of Death at any rate. There's a way to go there, but it's, from what I can tell, inaccessible both in the standard castle and in the inverted castle. Didn't know vampires could turn into fart clouds. Yeah, I didn't know either. But that's part of engrossing yourself in the lore of video games. You start to learn a few things that perhaps your average person is unaware of. Yeah, it looks like that's basically it. I would say that that is the inverted castle. So, there are really two directions that I can think of going in. One would be Dracula's throne room, and another would be that clock tower. Well, not clock tower. You know the room with the central clock that requires the gold and silver ring to enter? That's what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna go there, now that I've killed that boss. There may yet be bosses for me to kill, but like I said, from analysing the map there, cannot actually see a way forward. Actually, I had best save before I continue on. So yeah, while this run was fist only, when I do continue on to Portrait of Ruin, which I can assure you I will be doing sooner rather than later once I am able to do that, I will not actually be limiting myself to specific weapons. It's just going to be a normal playthrough. The reason why is because if I've got a Castlevania livestream series, I don't want to be having separate livestream playthroughs unless it's a 3D Castlevania game, because I don't actually consider the 3D Castlevania games to be legitimate, proper Castlevania games. They're more like spin-offs with a Castlevania name. And, you know, there are other games that I consider to be similar to that as well, but it's a little more controversial to say that these days. I'm just going to fart cloud you. What? Holy shit, that was super effective. Death by fart cloud, oh my god. But yeah, I think most of the playthroughs that I'm going to have in this series, and this isn't really how I originally intended the Castlevania livestream series to be, but yeah, I think I'm just going to do regular playthroughs for the most part, and then I may return to games and do specific playthroughs. We'll see how we go, but it's going to be one Castlevania game at a time. My plan in terms of, you know, games to play is going to be... See, why did you die instantly last time and then this time around you died immediately from the fart cloud? I don't really get it. I'm calling it gas cloud, I'm not calling it fart cloud. It's rather dismissive of the ability and of Alucard. It's unfriendly. But yeah, my plan for the games that I'm going to play is Portrait of Ruin, because I really want to play that game, Aria of Sorrow, Dawn of Sorrow, Order of Ecclesia, because I really want to play Order of Ecclesia. I really want to play that game. I have not actually played it properly since, I would say, 2011. I think 2011 was the last time I played Order of Ecclesia. It was the only Castlevania game that I actually played once I had stopped regularly playing that series. So, and the reason why was because Order of Ecclesia came out in like 2009, which was kind of after I had begun Monster Hunter and Souls. Those were the things that took most of my attention, but Order of Ecclesia came out, and it was more of what I enjoyed in Portrait of Ruin and Dawn of Sorrow from what I could tell at the time, like when it first came out and I looked at the game cover and looked at the gameplay footage that was out at the time, I thought, well, God, I'd better play it. And I did, and I enjoyed it a lot, and I think I played it twice between 2009 and 2011. I got a lot of enjoyment out of that game. It was very well done, and, you know, just masterful Metroidvania. And you know what? It will be quite nostalgic to revisit that, because while I play games like Symphony of the Night, Portrait of Ruin, Circle of the Moon, and get a sense of nostalgia, these are games that I have revisited repeatedly over the last 15 plus years. Whereas in the case of Order of Ecclesia, I literally haven't played it since 2011, so I am looking forward to picking that up again. But I've got a few games to get through before I get there, so it's going to be an even more intense experience than it would be now if I were to start playing the game. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. It's going to be a good experience. It's a bit of a journey to get out of this section of the castle, but I don't mind. That was a very effective attack of the bats. Bats versus bats. You're very annoying. Witch lady. Get your weird skull and leave me out of it. Excuse me. Alright, we're heading down. So again, at this point I'm aiming for roughly where the clock is in the center. It's basically that open space that you can see in the very center of the map. I actually have a very distinct memory of going there and finding nothing, but that was before I had actually killed a few bosses. So, well, before I had killed the boss that I just killed at the very least. My guess was that nothing was there because I hadn't killed all bosses yet. So I'm going to go back there. I mean, it's possible that there is still another boss for me to kill, but I don't really expect that to be the case. Well, you know what? It would be faster for me to go this way. I'm going to use the warp point. Bloody Oon, or Thornweed as they're called in this game. But yeah, Portrait of Ruin is a game that I did start a Let's Play of, but never really got back to. I did actually put a decent amount of time into that Let's Play. I think I did maybe 20 recordings, but it was all non-live, and just non-live stuff doesn't suit me anymore. It really doesn't. I need to have that live audience and also people who watch after the fact, and quite frankly, Portrait of Ruin has no discoverability on YouTube, so I have no reason to only record that and upload it to YouTube. I mean, there's just absolutely no fucking satisfaction that I get from that anymore. That's the reality. So, I'm just going to restart. Technically for the third time. I actually started that Let's Play in 2017, didn't record anything for it, and then I think I picked it up again in 2019, recorded all that, now I'm going to do it all over again. It's rather absurd, but it's okay, because this time it's for real, because it's live, and it's going to be in this series, which is going to last forever. Or at least as far as I'm concerned. So, there you go. So we'll head this way. I'm not too sure how I feel about doing Aria of Sorrow, because I'm actually doing a playthrough of it right now, and I haven't actually completed it, so yeah, I'm not too sure. It's just that I do want to record Aria of Sorrow before Dawn of Sorrow. That's important to me, because obviously Dawn of Sorrow was the sequel game. Yeah, whatever, congratulations. I'll tell you what though, I'm going to be really enjoying not using a fist weapon once I get to Portrait of Ruin. It's going to be good fun. It's going to be a very good time. Like I said, I will actually be recording Portrait of Ruin emulated. I don't expect it to be an entirely seamless process, because I'll be... I think it's Desemumi or whatever the hell. It's an old emulator that I used to use back when that game was somewhat new, interestingly enough. I did actually play Portrait of Ruin on a DS back then, but I also played emulated, and yeah. While that emulator is quite old, it was I regret to say, not very good then, and still not very good now. There was an emulator for the DS not long after Spirit Tracks came out, I remember. And it was so beautifully made, and it was in a Zelda Spirit Tracks theme. It had Spirit Tracks Link on almost this launcher-looking executable file, and it just... oh, it was beautiful, the way it worked. It looked like a launcher, and it was so pretty. What's going on? Okay. Well, I don't have any rings equipped. I don't have the gold ring equipped, and I don't have the silver ring equipped. So this must be because I've killed enough bosses to reach this point and gain access to what I'm assuming is about to open up over there. Come on. Oh, that's right, it has to ring 12 times, sorry. Even though it's pointing at not 12 o'clock. Alright. So if we head... I don't think I want to do that just yet. What I'm going to do... no, stop that. What I'm going to do is actually head to the save point over here first. That's going to stay open, as far as I'm concerned. Or as far as I'm aware. Seeing how quickly I can kill these assholes. God, it takes a while, doesn't it? Still got a lot of health, don't you? Time to die, maybe? Yeah, there you go. Just thought it might be nice to get some experience points. We've still got 4,470 before we reach our next level up. So perhaps it's not really worth fighting them, but anyway. Lots of hearts over there, which I don't actually need, incidentally. But yeah, I may not actually get a save point before I engage any boss. You'd think the game would be nice enough to do that, but I'm not going to assume that it is nice enough to do that, so... it's better to take matters into my own hands, save first, and then I don't have to worry about it. Now, why on earth is Twitch on the app is actually slower to update the chat than Twitch on desktop? Who would have thought? Probably Potato. I probably would do that. Because there's probably a lot of things you could do as a fart cloud in real life. Slip into places that you normally wouldn't be able to slip into. Locked doors would no longer be a problem, would they? In real life, you could just slip. You could turn into a fart cloud and then, you know, access whatever you want to access. That is a heart refresh, which I think gives you 1,000 hearts or something stupid like that. Is that right? Not that you actually have enough. Oh, it's 500, I think. I think 500 hearts. Yes. 1,000. Yeah, right. Obviously, I don't have enough heart max-ups to even take full advantage of that thing. So here's a save point. Obviously, the chances were pretty good that there would be one here, but I've eliminated the need to worry about it. That's the point. Now, off the top of my head, I do not remember the boss that we're about to be fighting. We'll see what to expect. We'll see what we can expect. This chain is currently violating the laws of physics, but that's okay. We have been here before, but not in the inverted castle. See, I genuinely thought that we had been here in the inverted castle, but no. I must have been remembering the time that I came here in the regular castle, wondering if there was anything of interest in this area. And there wasn't. Alright, what have we got? Confrontation, I would imagine. Hi, it's Shaft. A very erotic name.
Well in making it this far.
See, why are your robes red in your picture? And then your sprite is purple.
So you are the one who was controlling Belmont.
Yes. I am the dark priest called Shaft. This world must be cleansed, in the Forge of Chaos.
Why did you make Belmont lord of this castle?
For centuries, vampire hunters have defeated evil with holy power. But if two vampire hunters were to fight
I should
each
raise
other,
the volume of the game so you can hear this better.
But Belmont's power is supreme among vampire hunters. None other could defeat him.
Exactly. That's why I removed him as a threat, by making him into Lord of this castle.
But your plan has failed.
Has it indeed? We'll see what happens after I destroy your weak human side.
Okay, here we go. I've got no idea how to fight this boss. He is... well, he's not completely guarding against my fart cloud. My gas cloud, sorry. This is not a fun fight when you're going fist only. It has to be said. I'm not taking any damage from that shit. Does that mean I'm over leveled? It wasn't because of anything that I was trying to do. He does seem to be mostly guarding against it. Maybe I should have gotten the cross before doing all this business. I can actually get in there and hit him. You know what, this is not a problem at all, because a lot of the stuff that is protecting him right now, as in those emerald orbs, are really not doing any damage to me, so I don't think I have to worry so much. Just have to get in there and try and get a hit or two out. Which is, this is the problem. The good thing about the fist is not purely that it deals a lot of damage with individual hits, it's actually that you can get so many decent damage hits off in a short space of time, but at the moment I can only get one punch out, and then... God, wow, I just reminded myself of the Punch-Out series, but anyway, I can only get one punch in on him before I get hit by his protective orbs, which is not great. I'm just very fortunate that all of his stuff is not hitting me for much damage at all. Punch-Out, remember Punch-Out? Fucking hell, that's a blast from the past. No one talks about Punch-Out anymore. Definitely an underappreciated classic at this point, I'd say. Fuck off. And he's useless, isn't he? He's not actually meant to be a difficult fight, I don't think.
You claim to love the darkness. Go then and dwell there for all eternity.
But my goal is achieved. Count Dracula has come to purify this corrupt world.
Yes, well, if I'm expected to fight Dracula in this same confrontation, in other words, I'm not given the opportunity to recover health or anything like that, it will cause issues. Because I don't think I have enough healing wares to actually succeed against Dracula at all. We'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. I hadn't even thought about that. You know, actually getting more healing wares.
Well met, my son. It's been a long time.
I was hoping we would not see each other again. I can't allow you to leave here, Father.
You have ever been the ally of humans. Have you forgotten what they did to your mother?
Think you I would forget such a thing? No, but neither do I seek revenge against them.
Still uttering the same nonsense. No matter. Now is the time to put aside your weak human side and join me in remaking this world!
Dracula!
I'm just making sure that I have the volume reduced before I'm expected to actually fight. Oh god. Yes, I do remember this fight. It's been a while. Wow. It's difficult to forget a fight like this, isn't it, if you think about it? Let's try to, so he is guarding against that, so I think what I'm going to have to do is do my best to avoid... See, it's... I want to go back and forth between being... You can see what I'm doing right now, can't you? I'm using my gas cloud when I feel like I'm in danger, and then... Oh, let's not stand there. We need to be more like over here. Alright, what are you doing, Dracula? Yeah, tough shit. Oh, now you're using your heads, are you? I don't know if there's a way to avoid this shit. Okay, well that seemed to work, sort of. Yeah, okay. Just doing my best to use Gas Cloud when it appears helpful to do so. Fist is so easy to me. Well, I don't know, maybe to you. I have difficulties with it sometimes. Okay. I seem to be doing a pretty fine job. I don't know about you guys, but I have a distinct feeling that 4 high potions may be enough. It's giving me that impression. Yeah, well, I would imagine that whatever Alucard's anime voice actor was, it would have been an improvement over this. The voice acting in this game is not good. I don't think anyone claims that to be the case. It's more entertaining and funny than anything else. Oh. Oh, okay. Alright. Do not want to get hit by any of that. Yeah, if you're not using your cloud against this boss, it's probably going to be quite difficult, I would say. Is it a bad thing to use the cloud? Possibly, but I think we're all in agreement that I'm not good enough at this game to be able to get through this fight without the cloud, you know? Like, clearly not. I respect people who are good enough, but I'm not going to pretend to be good enough. I have nothing to prove here. I will happily admit that I am so out of practice with Castlevania and games of this kind, to be honest, that I really just can't be expected to succeed anymore. Not in the same way I would if I were playing regularly. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to get a regular potion, use that, and then immediately switch to our fist. Stop that. Pressing all the wrong buttons. Alright, now use that. Switch to... The good thing is that you don't actually need to have the potion equipped for the entire animation of the potion drinking. Once you have actually begun the animation, it will have consumed your potion, and then you can go and equip your offensive weapon. Now, some would say, why aren't you just having it equipped in place of your shield? You're not even using your shield, Doomlink. Well, I don't really have a good answer for that. I shouldn't be just allowing it. Well, okay, that can't be the end, can it?
Go back whence you came.
Could that be the end?
Trouble the soul of my mother no more.
How? How is it that I've been so defeated?
You have been doomed ever since you lost the ability to love.
Sarcasm. For what profit is it to a man if he gains the world and loses his own soul? Matthew 16:26, I believe. Tell me, what were Lisa's last words?
She said, do not hate humans. If you cannot live with them, then at least do them no harm, for theirs is already a hard lot. She also said to tell you that she would love you for all of eternity.
Well, that's nice.
Lisa, forgive me. Farewell, my son.
Well, that's definitely a thing. A bittersweet ending in a strange way. I'll keep the game volume high. This is where you can see Symphony of the Night aging poorly. Appreciate it for what it is. It's 1996, you know. Was it 97? I can't remember. 96 or 97. It's because they're using 3D models, that's the point. on the PlayStation 1. The game looks pretty timeless when it's in 2 dimensions, but once it goes to 3 dimensions, it's like, oh, okay. You are a product of your time after all.
So you made it.
Alucard, I'm glad you're all right.
I'm sorry.
Did they really
It's my
just
fault you
use
had to
the wrong
fight your own
yaw?
father.
Fear not. I had my own reasons for
They just used the wrong
destroying him.
yaw, I can't believe it.
It must have been painful for you.
Indeed. But you must always remember that the only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing.
I
This is true.
understand.
Alucard, what will you do now?
The blood that flows in my veins is cursed. 'Twould be best for this world if I were to disappear forever.
I see.
Farewell then. We'll not meet again.
Alucard,
Don't you want to go after him, Maria?
no, it's best this way. I can't ease his torment. Someday, perhaps, we will meet again. And on that day, maybe.
I see.
Let's go. Everyone's waiting for us.
Yes. Let's get out of here.
A happy ending. Sort of. There you are. I think I've only been live for a short time. Probably only about just shy of 50 minutes, I'd say, in terms of the VOD time. I don't mind having a shorter recording. This is really good. I may actually set up a Portrait of Ruin recording today, like not long after finishing this live stream, and I'll probably do a bit of that. I knew that the boss that I had allowed to prevent me from recording this game for so long was one of the last bosses that I needed to kill, but yeah, it literally was the last one, and then that was basically it. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, Potato. You'll have to drag me kicking and screaming to play that game. I will play more Breath of the Wild in the future, but just not yet. Not yet. I'm not quite there. I have so much that I'm playing. I don't think you all realize how much that I'm playing. Did you all know that I still have a Let's Play of Phantom Hourglass that's ongoing? Bet you fucking forgot about that game. Well, I started that in 2019, so... that was supposed to be on my 10th anniversary of starting Let's Plays. Well, now it's been 14 years since I started Let's Plays, so that should give you some idea for how long it's taken me to complete my current Let's Play of Phantom Hourglass. It's quite frankly unacceptable, and yet it is the reality of the situation, so I need to do a little better than that. But doing my best. I never said that I wasn't doing my best. I may as well sit through the credits. The credits song is a bit weird for a game like this, but... ending theme, I am the wind. Okay. Just hire someone to go through all these games for me, I see. Well, sounds like a worthwhile thing to do. Oh wow. Is Eric Greedy a real name? Eric Greedy. Poor man. Imagine going your whole life with the surname Greedy. Bloody hell. That's not an easy lot you've been given. Gerald Albright on the saxophone. Wow, if this song popped up in the anime, I would have drop-kicked my monitor out the window. Well, having said that, let's get the full volume going, shall we? I wish I had my TV remote so that I could hear it better. I could only hear it a little bit. Yeah, lighters up, exactly. I mean, I can't hear it clearly, but I can hear it enough to be able to tell that this is pretty inappropriate for a game like this. Okay, it was 97. Don't know why I thought it was 96. Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? I guess that's the end of the credits, is it? I'd imagine so. Is the game... Yes, the game is going to be kind enough to take me back to the start screen. By the looks of it. Okay. Well, for those who haven't seen the starting sequence, that's the Konami title. And here's Castlevania. So our save file, I don't know if it's marked as having the boss completed. Maybe, I don't think so though. Clear, there you are. So that is marked as clear. So, good to know. So basically the save is recognized as, you know, while using the save I have killed the final boss, but you see, when I return to it, it's still going to allow me to fight the boss again. I like that. It makes sense that it doesn't have a save option for after the boss fight, because you do want to be able to attempt it again if you'd like to, but at least the save file, and remembering this is going back to 1997, and some games, in fact many games that came after this weren't like this, it did actually recognize, or at least show you, that on this save file you did actually kill the boss. So, you know, it's not that hard, guys. If they fucking figured it out, then everyone else could have figured it out, or realized that that was important. But yeah. For people who are wondering why it says no card for card 1, what that actually means is that card 1, or the memory card slot 1, does not actually have a PlayStation 1 memory card in there. This game can only work with a PlayStation 1 memory card, and that one is plugged into slot 2. In fact, the PlayStation 1 memory card is spoiling the color coordination of my console. My console is all pink, so yeah, I've got a pink controller, pink console, pink memory card, pink everything. And then I've got this ugly grey PlayStation 1 memory card sticking out of it in slot 2, which makes me sad. But anyway, it is what it is. I do thank you all for watching. This has been the Castlevania livestream series. The series itself is to continue. It will be the series within which I record all Castlevania games that are not 3D going forward, but this is going to be the last time I play Symphony of the Night for a little while. I have done a Let's Play of Symphony of the Night already, dating back to 2016, and I also have now done another full playthrough of this game, and that's quite frankly enough for me. I will probably set up a Portrait of Ruin recording in time to come, as in today. Probably within the next 30 minutes I'll go live with that. I'll need to change my setup a little bit, because my setup at the moment is a little different for recording games like these. But now I'm going to be recording off the PC, which will be different again. So, I do bid you all farewell. I'll see you all in Portrait of Ruin for the next game that I'm playing in this series. I bid you all farewell. Bye-bye.